Alright, I just did an improvisation over a Grateful Dead tune off the album In the Dark. The tune's called West LA Fade Away, and this came from a student that I was working with who wanted to learn how to solo over it. So I did this improvisation and sent it to him. I'm not really trying to sound like Jerry Garcia here. I'm kind of like, doing my own thing. And, at this point in my development, the jazz language is such an integral part of my lexicon that I really can't play anything without being too divorced from it. So, you're going to hear a lot of hybrid picking, legato and some different things, but harmonically you hear, triad pairs, chromaticism, and I even play a Coltrane cycle in it at one point. But a little note about the video before we go on. I just show my right hand for 3 reasons. One, when I recorded this, it was about 7 months ago, and I weighed about 60 pounds more than I do now, so I can't even stand looking at myself in the video, to be honest. And number 2, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to just emphasize the right hand, because a lot of people ask me about my right hand technique. And number 3, the rhythmic context of what you're playing is primarily generated from the right hand, and I thought it'd be interesting to see that though I am playing these different harmonic concepts, rhythmically I'm sort of staying stylistically in the music, and you don't see a lot of heavy alternate picking like I would play like in a jazz solo. So I thought that would be a little bit interesting. So I'm going to show you one thing that I played in the solo. That's called a Bebop Scale, and it's something I think that most people will be able to integrate into their playing very quickly. It's simply just a Mixolydian mode with a passing tone between the root and the flat 7th, and it goes over a dominant 7 chord in the same context that you would play a Mixolydian scale. And there are many bebop scales, in fact, but today I'm just going to show you what's technically called the dominant bebop scale, and it's usually played in a descending fashion like you can see on the screen right now. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to practice it and a couple things to think about when exploring it. I'm just going to start off by showing you a regular Mixolydian mode. And now the bebop scale. Alright, so one thing that's really interesting about the bebop scale is if you play it from the root or any of its chord tones, and you play it in an 8th note line, all the chord tones are going to land on strong beats. Watch, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and so on from there. So you want to also practice this scale off other chord tones like the 3rd. And also you want to play it in different directions off the same note, because sometimes you'll get an easier fingering like this one. See, it's a very easy fingering with no stretches.